It's them really trying to sit there and play in K. Michelle's face like she won't reach over and slap a hoe. Baby, this ain't Texas. And it sure as hell ain't Beyonce.
Let's talk about it.
I want people to have fun. Let's kick back. Let's get into a little tea. Let's not get too crazy, but let's enjoy the sip.
Clock that tea.
But let's get to the chi-chi, the kiki, the internet bull.
Everybody knew that you came in as my friend. And like, so.
This is Scotty. She runs the South. Big Lexus was next. Whoop my ass. What you doing down there, Gloss? You doing push-ups?
It's my turn.
I got you one. Go ahead. Come here.
Is that a MAGA hat?
Come here. No. Come here.
What is that? Did she just start out a MAGA hat? Girl, make that as Google app great again.
And so you know why she here. She's not young and reckless. Bitch ain't young nor reckless.
Oh, who ain't reckless?
Ferrari, like, who ain't my show title? Show me who ain't, so I can go up to them, and then I can have a reason to say my show title again. Because did y'all know that this is Young and Reckless Season 3 hosted by Ferrari? Because if you didn't know that, then guess what? It's Young and Reckless Season 3 hosted by Ferrari. And you bitches are young and reckless on Season 3 of Young and Reckless hosted by Ferrari.
They not letting up this season, and I'm like, whoa, like, y'all bitches is really...
Bitches are really young and reckless. Season 3 hosted by Ferrari. Like,
so now I have to do some investigating with all of the ladies to see how it all went to hell, child.
Can we catch you up? So you know when you were upstairs getting your beauty rest.
Yeah. Can we catch up? Because you know when you're upstairs getting your beauty rest, the way that Kelly talks, because then you have Brent that's like nice school, and then you have Kelly that talks like this. You're like, oh my god.
Space.
Sisterhood, in quotes.
Don't fast forward none of this. Absolutely not. I want to know every last motherfucking thing that Angela said. What the hell did Tangela say to them? Don't keep secrets.
How you doing, RuPaul? Now, Gilbert, you are a very funny man. Have you always been funny?
Alicia. I mean, I definitely understand committing to the character, but like, did she just start hormones yesterday? Where she put her titties? Girl, that is not a chest plate. Stop laughing, you transphobic.
I'm a T-girl from the past life.
Protecting the dynasty is a full-time job.
Talking about my shit, you stupid bitch.
I don't even...
Right, because you're talking about my daughter. Jackie, you talking about my daughter. Don't talk about my daughter. Don't talk about my daughter or my daughter's daughter.
No, I feel like at times I rest my case.
Not Banner was on Season 2 looking like a country Bama. Girl, I thought that was Shawnee. Child, it's the fact that K. Michelle really said, this is not a K. Michelle or Beyonce album. This is a country album. And she still ain't getting the damn respect that she deserves. Child, what is going on, y'all? It's Scott Santana, aka Chi. And baby, we are back. We are back for another press and mess because we got to get into what's going on in the press. Okay, the mess that's in the press. Okay, get it? Yeah, child. They still playing with K. Michelle's wig, and I'm gonna need them not to. I'm gonna need them to tread lightly, okay? Because we already know K. Michelle is problematic. We already know K. Michelle, her attitude be on 20. Okay, and listen, K. Michelle been talking about this country album and getting to this side of the world forever, and we don't need her fucking it up by going upside somebody's head with a bottle of Jack whiskey. Okay, what's the boy name? Jack Hennessy, Jack Daniels. We don't need her taking a bottle of Jack Daniels and going up somebody's head because they done disrespected her. But if she did so, I wouldn't be mad. Listen, go ahead and like the video so we can get into what's going on. Okay.
When the beat starts bumping, the music starts thumping, I make my way into the crowd. Everybody's moving, the people are grooving. A celebration's happening now because I'm not trying to be rich someday. I'm rich right now. I'm not trying to be rich someday, 'cause I'm rich right now.
Okay, so K Michelle checks the interviewer for telling her that she didn't grow up in country music. I got a scholarship for toddling. Ooh, for yodeling. For ooh. Is it me? Am I the drama? Am I the new current exchange student that belong in the classroom with Click-on? Okay, girl. Ooh, I got a scholarship for yodeling. That's how I paid for college. Let's get into it.
Talk just for a second about your relationship with country music because I feel like we just kind of got you. You haven't, you did.
Okay, this is what we're not going to do. This actually what we're not going to do. We just going to go to my Twitter bookmarks and hopefully porn doesn't pop up. If it does, y'all already know what's up. Because we got to slow this shit on down, break it on down, because who the hell they think listen that fast? Who the hell they think listen that fast? Okay.
So talk just for a second about your relationship with country
Maybe I am in the same classroom as Krishan. Not that slow, baby. Speed it up a little.
music because I feel like we just kind of got you. You haven't, you didn't grow up here in country music. So kind of tell people, kind of introduce yourself to them and then tell them how you arrived in Nashville. What brought you here?
Yes, I did grow up in country music. You do this all the time. I did grow up in country music. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I got a
hold on. We gotta, okay. It's the fact that she said, tell us how you arrived. She said, hard ER. What are you doing here? Okay. Hard ER, Ariana. Ariana. What are you doing here? Okay. What are you doing here? When did you arrive? How soon did you get here? Because I know you wasn't born here. Okay. I know you wasn't bred here. I know your family ain't from here. I know your con ain't from here. Okay. What? We don't even eat chicken and watermelon down here. Like, she might as well have said all of that. She might as well have been like, baby, I ain't never seen a food stamp in my life. Okay. But we don't have WIC. We ain't got no Infamil and all of that down here. So how did your kind get here? She might as well have. Okay. Racist ass girl. But I'm glad that Kimberly paid. Okay. Formerly known as the great K Michelle. I'm glad that Kimberly paid. Okay. What's she going by nowadays? I'm glad that Kimberly has decided to go ahead and shut it down. She said, y'all do that. Y'all do this all the time. Y'all do this all the time.
So talk just for a second about your relationship with country music because I feel like we just kind of got you. You haven't, you didn't grow up.
Listen, we're going to break this down by breaking it down. First couple of things she said, okay, cool. Tell us about your relationship with country. I feel like we kind of just got you. Cool. Perfectly understandable. End it there.
Up here in country music. So kind of tell people you haven't, you didn't grow up here in country music. So kind of tell people.
Oh, wait, hold on, y'all. Oh, hold on now. Because now when I think about what she's saying, maybe she not all that right. Are we backpedaling and pussy popping? We might be just a piece. Because because if we're gonna break it down word by word, sentence by sentence, tell us about your relationship with country. Like, like it feels like we just got you, like we're just hearing of you, right? That's completely understandable, right? We could all agree that's completely understandable. But when you break it down like that, and then you go into the next line of, okay, well, it feels like we kind of just got you. Like we kind of just got introduced to you. You didn't grow up in country. you can most definitely take that two different ways. You can most definitely take that as, excuse me, hard ER, or you could take it as, tell us about your relationship with country music. You know, we know you to be an R&B act. Like, we don't really know you on this part of town, which part of town, obviously, you know, but like, do y'all see what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to play devil's advocate here. Listen, are there racist white people in the world? Of course. Is everybody racist? Absolutely not. Do sometimes people say things and there's microaggressions? Of course. But y'all have a tendency to think that every single time somebody who you don't like speaks, or somebody who don't have the same complexion as you speaks, that it's always that. And that's why I'm just trying to get our minds to go. Okay, we know 9 times out of 10 they don't want her black ass there. We already done seen it with Beyonce and all of this, that, and the third. So, you know, that's why I'm just like, hey, Michelle, go ahead and cuss them out. Because I'm past the point of begging for approval. Okay, I'm past the point of asking to have a seat at the table. No, bitch, go build your own restaurant. Huh? You asking for somebody to help you through the door? How about you go build your own home? That's how I feel. Hell, I'm not trying to win over the respect of all of these country legends that I cannot name right now to make my point. Listen, fuck around with me, it'll be called the country sky genre. How about that? But that's just how I move. But K. Michelle, clearly, you know, she cares about, you know, being respected by the highest of the highest. And I get it. You know, as an artist, I get it. You know, like it's kind of like the same conversation as like Grammys and BET Awards and all of these things. Like, do they really matter or do they not? Because it matters certain times, but then other times it doesn't when it's convenient. And I get it. Like, when you are a student of the game, you want to be respected the same way that you were young and you respected certain artists, and, you know, you saw how hard they worked. And so you just aspire to one day get to that place. And I totally get it. However, again, so especially for K. Michelle, who is known to pop off, everything can't just be looked at as a microaggression. Like I said, first time around, I was here with it. With the whole, you know, y'all do this all the time. Because they do. However, if I'm breaking it down based off of the first sentence, was the second one really that much of a microaggression? Or was it just like, hey, tell us more about your relationship with country music, because we don't know you to have done country music. You know, like, you were introduced to the world as an R&B star. So, like, tell us about, like, you know, country. Like, it seems like, you know, R&B is more your roots. Is that really a microaggression, or are we just reading it that way because she's a white woman saying to a black woman that, you know, implying that R&B would be more her route? You understand what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you got to check your trauma at the door. It's not to be ignorant as to what can go on and what has gone on in the past. Again, as we've seen with Beyonce, but sometimes you got to check your trauma and make sure you're not projecting. That's what I'm saying. Let's keep going now. Actually, let's start over.
So, talk just for a second about your relationship with country music, because I feel like we just kind of got you. You haven't, you know, you didn't grow up here in country music. So, kind of tell people, you know, kind of.
I mean, honestly and truly, I would have to ask her for emphasis before I go in. Like, I was with everybody else. Gut reaction. Oh, bitch, you tried it. Oh, bitch, excuse me. What does that mean? What does that mean? Did you just call me Rosa Parks? Did you just say that I freed the slaves with Harriet Tubman? What are you saying? Break that down for me, white lady. I would need more emphasis. But see, instead of gut reacting, I would have liked for K. Michelle to have been like, I'm sorry, well, what do you mean? Because that's what y'all need to start doing. Okay, we're not going to get into politics and what's that word y'all love to say? Race politics. I think y'all call it something like, when you start performing for whatever the word is. I would just be like, for me personally, I would be like, can you emphasize what you mean? Like, can you go into more detail? Because I, like, if you're a racist, I want you to stand on it, huh? Because I want you to clock that I clock, but I want to see if you bold enough to do it again in my face. Okay, versus me automatically getting defensive, me automatically, you know, clutching my pearls. I would have been like, I'm sorry, the language it's a little. Can you further emphasize? Can you further explain what it is that you mean? And I would have given her that opportunity before I automatically, because see, now this is what's happening. We're now creating discourse and conversation around something that, honestly and truly, if we being honest, y'all, we don't even know to be true. Because what the lady said could, yes, it could be taken one or two ways. Yes, because it happens, that's cool, but like, are we supposed to go around and treat like every white person as though they're racist? That's not that. Come on, y'all. We wouldn't like it if every black person was treated like they were ghetto and like they were a hood rat or like they was, you know, a junkie on the street selling truck. Like, so, you know, I wish we was more careful with stuff like that. But you know,
introduce yourself to him and then tell him how you arrived in Nashville. What brought you here?
Yes.
And then when she says, so kind of tell the people how you arrived in Nashville, even like if I'm really like not trying to be funny and not trying to be offended, I'm not offended. You know, like again, I would need you to further explain before I can clarify whether or not you being racist, because y'all act like, okay, to me, okay. The lady just said, so how did you arrive to the cookout? Let's pretend that this lady is black. She like, okay, listen, like, you know, I'm looking at you. You know, I haven't really heard of you. You know, your name seems to be buzzing around these streets. Everybody's telling me, oh, it's this little white boy with curly hair that's working with Timberland. And I see you and I'm like, oh, you're kind of different. Okay, cool. You know, Justin Timberlake, how you arrive to the cookout? You know, like, is that racist? Is it? Like, I get microaggressions. I get all of that, y'all. But again, I feel like K. Michelle in this moment, she should have asked her to elaborate if you truly felt like it was a jab. And honestly and truly, I did not expect to come up here and break this down like this. Like, I was just coming up here to report what had happened. But like, as I'm now actually listening to it, again, I had the same gut reaction as everybody else. Like, bitch, what the hell you say? But now listening to what she actually said, I mean, is it that far-fetched for a white bitch who don't know shit about R&B and hip-hop and ain't never heard of a K or a motherfucking Michelle or a Loving Hip Hop or a Mona Scott Young to then look at a K Michelle and a Loving Hip Hop and a Mona Scott Young and be like, I'm not really familiar with you, but now I'm seeing that, you know, everybody's making a big deal about you. And I just want to know, you know, like how did this all come about? You know, like, because, you know, clearly you've been a successful household name forever, but like everybody's making a big deal about you now transferring over the country. So obviously you didn't start here. So tell us about that. That's really all the lady is fucking saying. That's all she is saying. Like, girl, you was in another world. Now you in this world. Okay. Like you was over there with the potato salads, with the beans and raisins in it. And then now you at the cookout with the good shit. How the hell did that happen? She ain't calling the lady out her name. Like, I don't see her doing too much. Like,
yeah, kind of introduce yourself to him and then tell him how you arrived in Nashville. What brought you here?
Yes.
Like how you arrived in Nashville. What brought you here? Again, if I'm taking my ego out of it, my trauma out of it, like, how did you arrive in Nashville? How did, like, because honestly and truly, when you break it down for real, the way that we're trying to, like, the way that we are trying to position ourselves to be offended in this moment, if you really think about it, it's like, well, what the fuck you mean? How did I arrive in Nashville? You know, it's funny to say, oh, you said, how did I arrive in Nashville? As though black people can't be born in Nashville. Exactly. So obviously she doesn't mean it that way. Like, obviously she's saying Nashville as though it's like Disney World, as though, like, come on now, y'all. Like, you go to LA, you go to New York, you go to different places of the world for different things. When you think of LA, you think of Hollywood. When you think of New York, you think of Fashion Week. When you think of Paris, you think of fashion, Milan, Vogue, Italia, all that. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So Nashville has, like, Nashville is of course a location, but it's also Nashville, like country. So it's like, how did you arrive here? It seemed like you just popped up out of nowhere. How did you arrive here? That's all.
I did grow up in country music. You do this all the time. I did grow up in country music. I'm from Memphis.
And honestly and truly, now I'm about to stand on it. Because originally, like I said, like I have to keep saying for the bitches in the back, you know, it's always a couple of roses in the back of the bus. Listen, I felt offended just like everybody else, but that was me listening with my gut reaction. Just like, excuse me, what's going on? But now that I break it down, nothing was said. And if I felt like something was said and I was K Michelle, I would have to ask for further clarification before I then make an ass of myself. Because guess what, K Michelle? Guess what, Kimberly Pate? Guess what, Kimberly? Whatever variation of the name you're going with nowadays. Okay? You're gonna deal with a lot of this, just like you said. I go through this all the time. So I mean, you're gonna go through this, and every battle is not worth fighting. Now, granted, I didn't play the whole clip all the way through, so I love the way that she, addressed everything. But like, to constantly throw yourself into being offended, that's gonna get old. That's gonna get tiring. And honestly and truly, that's what's expected of you, Kimberly, because you don't necessarily have the most pleasant attitude. Now, me personally, I don't get offended by the Tamars and the K Michelles and the Kayas and the Wendy Williams. Like, they don't bother me because I'm just like them. Just like them. But to everybody else, we're deemed as extra. We're deemed as over the top. Well, I don't get an unfriendly label placed on me, but I'm just saying, you understand what I'm saying? Like, when you look at over the top personalities, you think that they might be difficult. And so just knowing that you have that reputation, Kay, like, I'm sure you already understand. If not, you need to get it in your head that, hey, you fought hard and long and tooth and nail and had to release so many R&B albums and get to your deadline, get to your quota just to be able to get to this world. So understand that this was a cute moment, but like, don't let this stain you coming in, because you already got shit working against you, like you being Black and like you having a vagina. So it's like, don't allow this to stain your reputation, because it's like, we're not going to sit and act like you Michelle Obama, as in K Michelle Obama. Like, no, baby, you K Michelle of loving hip hop. No matter what you do, that stain is always going to be on your report card. It's always going to be there. So you always going to have to work even 20 times harder than the normal person screaming out about how, So it's just like, I don't know. Now that I really sit and break it down logically, I'm like, this wasn't that deep. This wasn't that deep. But I mean, I guess it's doing what it's supposed to do, but I don't know if it's a good look for her, because young people and millennials and urban people of an urban demographic, like, we tend to think that any publicity is good publicity. But now K Michelle is in a whole different world. Like the lady said, baby, you in Nashville now. So all of those street politics and the shit that works for the neighborhood talk and the shade room and the Hollywood Unlocked and, how we all sit here gagging, we're not going to be the ones buying and supporting her albums. Because if y'all really want to be truthful, after this Cowboy Carter tour wrap up, which, I mean, for the most part in the USA, it already has, but give it to July, after this shit wrap up, you ain't going to see a cowboy hat. You ain't going to be hearing nobody talk about, this is Texas. Girl, bye. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. People do the whole performative shit and act like they so down and, oh my God, I'm Black Butterfly. And girl, sit down. So it's like, K Michelle, like, you understand how to make it to the blogs, and you being attitudinal and you being snappy, that might work when it comes time to sell an R&B project on the Shade Room, or at least get noticed on the Shade Room. But you don't want to be making it to the Shade Room based off of your mouth in the country world. Because the people that's looking at the Shade Room ain't going to be the people that's in the country world and in Nashville that's buying your album and coming to your tour. I'm pretty sure that half of her fan base has already alienated her, because that's just what happens when you decide to move different and do what's best for you. Your fan base alienates you. I would know. It's happened to me 20,000 different times. So I would tread carefully, K Michelle. I would tread carefully.
Tennessee. I got a scholarship for yodeling. That's how I paid for college. My start to you, to be seen to you, has been.
And see, like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, K Michelle, you easily cleared her with the first statement that you said, but then to like double down and reinitiate, like, but my start to you, like, and I get it, you're super defensive, but then at the same time, I don't fucking get it. You got too much money, too many resources, too much access. You've been in the industry way too long. You already done seen what Beyonce has gone through, so you should look at that as a preliminary for what you about to go through. Okay, if Beyonce going through that, all that she went through, and she 20 times bigger, then you should already know that it's going to be hell for you to pay by the time little old you get in there. And I don't mean that with any shade. I mean that with all of reality. So it's like, come on now, mama. Pipe it down. Pipe it down. And yes, you are going to have to suck a little dick. Kiss some babies. Kiss some ass. You are. That's just part of it. That's just politicking. Nowadays, 2025, don't nobody want to do that no more. Unfortunately, you have to play the game until you can get in the game and change it. That's reality, y'all. Can't just get into different positions and do what you want to do and then cry wolf or get on TikTok and do story times and try to get people to rally behind you. No, you're going to have to suck a little dick, kiss a little ass, shake hands and kiss babies. So I don't know if this is the best approach.
When the judge people themselves reached out to me to go and pay.
See, now she's defensive. And again, I have to keep reiterating. When I saw these clips earlier, because I saw this 1,000 times already, I wasn't in my logical mind. I was just casually viewing, but logically breaking it down. Now you're defensive. Now you're like, okay, well, let me list off my resume. You gonna do that every time?
People themselves reached out to me to go and pay Naomi Judd tribute. That was the first tape I ever got. And that was Love Can Build a Bridge. And it's always been a thing for me. I was told I could not sing country music because I was Black, but it was something I had always been doing and will continue to do. I'm born and raised in Tennessee. I didn't fly here. I grew here.
You grew here.
Yeah.
That's number 4. First time was her saying, y'all always do this. Second time she said it was when she said, to you. Third time was her listing off people. Fourth time is her saying, I grew here. K. Michelle, somebody needs to sit you down. And it's probably going to be a lot of people that disagree with this video. I don't give a fuck. That's why I'm here. Because if y'all knew what I was talking about, okay? The Shade Room comments, the Neighborhood Talk comments, the Hollywood comments, Hollywood Unlocked comments, they're not on your side, Kay. They're not on your side. They're not buying your album. They're not streaming your shit. They don't know how media works. Hell, half the shit that they would want you to do, they scared to do it their own jobs with their own boss. Okay? So the best way for K. Michelle to approach this, because she is gonna she's gonna face times where it's gonna be like, oh, like I'm offended, or oh, this person has microaggression, whatever. Find a way to structure your spiel. Okay? The whole, oh, I was born in Texas. I mean, well, not born in Texas, but the whole, oh, I went to school for yodeling, da, 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 da. I've heard that 1,000 times. Cool. That's part of her spiel. But find a way to get ahead of what the questions are going to be, right? Soon as people be like, introduce yourself, I would be like, what's going on? I'm K. Michelle. I'm formerly an R&B singer. I'm K. Michelle. I was born in Memphis, Tennessee. And yeah, I am formerly known as an R&B singer. And I know I might be new to some of y'all or a lot of y'all, but I actually went to school for yodeling. And I've always had this deep desire, this deep passion for country music. And so once I got enough notice on me, you know, because you know how hard it is as an artist alone, but let alone a Black artist, to even try to make it into country. You know, once I got enough faces on me and had enough access and resources through my R&B music, I said, you know what, now it's time. Now it's time. I have enough access, enough power, enough money, enough resources to be able to make some sort of change. And especially after Beyonce and Cowboy Carter, you know, if she was able to do that on a greater scale, imagine what I could do on a much lower scale. So, you know, I'm here. I'm ready to make my move. I'm ready to make my impact in country. Like, that's how you do it, K. Michelle. You have to take your fucking power back. Take your power back. Take your power back. Because if all the bitch got to do is say, oh, you didn't grow up in Nashville. You're new here. If that's all they got to do to get you in your feelings the way that they just did, and I just clocked how you was defensive 5 different times within not even 50 seconds, you're not going to last, Kay. You're not going to last. And damn sure you're not going to last listening to your fans who obviously going to suck your dick. And obviously you're not going to last by listening to all the people in the Hollywood Unlocked and Shade Room comments that are just sitting there and triggered because they're Black. That's sitting you, yes, go off, sis, go off. Tell them white people, yes, go off. Listening to all of these people and listening to your ego is what's going to kill the very opportunity that you've taken so many years trying to get to. You have to take your power back, Kay. You already know what's coming for you. So that's why the second that you get a chance to introduce yourself, kill it all in one shot. What's going on, y'all? I'm Kimberly. What's going on, y'all? I'm Kimberly Michelle Pate, formerly known as K Michelle. Some of you may know me from my R&B days. You know, I used to be heavy into the R&B world, but a lot of people don't know. I actually went to school, went to college, had a yodeling scholarship. And so I've always had this deep, passionate understanding and love for country music because I was actually born in Memphis, Tennessee. And so it's within my roots, it's within my blood. And so once I, did what I had to do, fulfill what I needed to for the labels, I said, enough. It's time for me to take my power back and really connect back to my roots, find my footing. And it brought me to country. So I'm here. Now it's Kimberly as a reimagined version of myself so the world can get to know. That's how you do it, K Michelle. That's how you take your fucking power back. That's how the fuck you do it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. And especially for a genre like country, where it's all about storytelling, baby, nobody knows story times like me. Nobody knows storytelling like me. You know how many times I've wanted to yell out shit, but I've had to sit down with spirit and the universe, hell, even ChatGPT sometimes, and reword what it is that I know I needed to say because I didn't want it to come off defensive, but I wanted it to come off as me, not a victim, but in empress mode, in powerful mode, in victorious mode, right? It changes everything. It changes the complete frequency, right? Imagine you come into a room. Everybody ain't got to be psychic or intuitive to come into a room and know that somebody just argued a couple of minutes before or something just happened, whether a shootout, a fight, whatever, because energy is powerful. You feel it. It's a frequency, right? So it's like you don't want to shut off potential fans, potential investors, potential people who already wasn't looking at you like that to begin with and probably had to be convinced by your label to even take a second look at you. Like, you don't want to shut people off by being defensive. Again, you've had enough time. Cowboy Carter dropped last year. You've been bitching about a country album for the last 10 years. You've had enough time to change up the attitude, to switch up and get into a place of, okay, I'm taking my power back. And again, as powerful as country music can be with the storytelling, that's how you control this narrative and really make this shit work for you. That's how you do it, K Michelle. You take your power back. Don't allow them to sit there and be like, oh, what your black ass doing here? You tell them why your black ass is here, has always been here, and deserves a space here. And if I were you, I would take it a step further and make it be known I'm not looking to have a seat at the table. Bitch, I am the table. And I'm telling y'all why y'all need to turn around and look at me. Because I'm the table that's always been here. How about that? That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Because then people are going to be like, wow, I want to know her story. Right? Instead of this whole defensive shit. Because then what it reads as, because again, I have to keep saying, yes, black people are going to buy her music. Yes, some of her fans are going to buy her music. But in terms of her selling and really being successful hit, no. The Shaderoom not buying your shit. They not. Shaderoom is the same people that keep talking about how Normani ain't able to put out music because of her sick parents that died 10 years ago, but they're not going to go and support her shit. Shaderoom is the same people that's still making excuses for Megan Thee Stallion, but ain't going and buying her shit. It's them country music fans that need convincing. And I'm sorry, with the Tana Adeles and the Shabuzis and the rest of the other motherfuckers who Beyonce isn't, after a point, that whole, oh, I'm black and I deserve to be in country because we always had country, that storyline gets old. And them people ain't gonna want to hear that shit. And again, the black people listening to this, y'all could be like, well, my story matters. Girl, don't nobody give a fuck about that. Only color that matters in regards to this video, in regards to K Michelle's career, is green. That's the only color that matters. The whole trying to Black Life Matters, it's not, I'm telling you how branding and media works, y'all. That can't be enough to sustain a career. I deserve to be in country. I deserve to be looked at just solely because I'm black. No. And even if that gained her favor, it wouldn't last very long. Much like how gay people are treated like how they're treated 365 days a year, but then come June and they want to switch logos. Same with black people. Same with, the protests during COVID, and Black Lives Matter. And then look at us now. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, you don't want nobody to just support you in a moment because it's the cool thing to do. So, okay, Michelle, you got to take your power back. Don't listen to the comments. Don't listen to these blogs.
I grew here in Tennessee, and I am so happy to be able to sing the songs of who I am and what it is I want to. So I'm happy that people like you are just discovering me, though. And
6 and 7. The 6th time that she just reacted defensively was singing What I Want To. That's not what you said, K. Michelle. The 7th time was to people like you. K. Michelle, that's not what you say. Again, I really, on some real shit, if I didn't have my own career that I'm chasing and trying to get together, I would easily be a hell of a manager, a hell of a PR agent, because I understand how all of this works. I do. That's why I've literally helped other people in their careers. And we always going to stay silent about that because I'm like, that's why I've been able to help and put other people in a position. Okay? It's just a matter of timing for my own. But hey, you going about it all wrong, baby. You going about it all wrong. If you literally just say exactly what I said, there's nothing else to say. It'll all be implied. Hey, y'all. I'm K. Michelle. Okay? My name is Kimberly, formerly known as K. Michelle. Some of y'all might remember me as an R&B singer. Okay? Boom. That's letting people know I used to do this type of music. Okay? But then you go into, that was my passion for a long time, but then I felt like something was missing. Okay? I felt like I was running away with each album that I put out. I felt like I was getting further and further away from my truth, from who I really was. Right? This is you building up the plot, building up the suspense, building up the background details. This is the storytelling, something that everybody can connect to. Everybody has felt like an underdog at some point. Everybody has felt like they lost themselves and had to find their way. Do you see how this is all much more impactful than just sitting there saying, bitch, I'm black, I got a vagina, Black Lives Matter, y'all took our shit, and I was in a label contract doing some shit I ain't feel like doing for like 10 years, but like now I'm ready to do the shit that I want to do, and y'all bitches better support me because I'm black and this was our shit first. Do you see how that is like, do you see the difference? Because she may not be cussing and saying exactly what I'm saying, but she's saying exactly what the fuck I'm saying. And that's why everybody in the comments cackling and keep giggling. And I have this saying where I say, don't ask people. No, I have this saying that I say, I'm not about to ask people for directions from a place they ain't never been. Where I'm trying to go, you ain't never been. So why am I asking you for directions? You can't tell me how to get there. You ain't never been there. Right? So it's like the comments and all of this seemingly positive reinforcement that she's getting from folks is not what she needs to be listening to, because it's going to be the very thing that keeps her kicked out of Nashville.
I'm happy to be here for that. So happy that you have.
We're not just discovering you.
8.
We just haven't heard you on contemporary country radio yet, right?
Well, you don't hear a lot of women on contemporary radio.
See, and actually, the more I listen to this, yeah, Kay, you was dead wrong. And she's right. Bitch, we don't know you. We don't know your black ass over here. I'm sorry. Is that triggering? Should I because had she went there, would I be mad? No. Bitch, don't you come over here asking for our respect, needing our platforms, needing our media, and then shading us. Bitch, I ain't do nothing to you. I ain't do shit to you. I ain't do shit to you. You better go deal with your trauma, hoe. You over here on my platform. Okay, and before anybody try to say, oh, you caping for white people? No, just take the race out of it and just look at this. 2 people talking. One is showing up with a chip on their shoulder because they misheard something. And then now she's just going to keep digging, keep poking, keep poking, keep poking. So if that lady had to went off on her and been like, excuse me, you on my platform, right? You need us, right? I have a job in country, a job in Nashville. You don't. The whole purpose of you being here is so that we can help promote your shit. How is this making me want to? Like, had the lady went off, I wouldn't, I'm telling you, y'all got to grow up. Black people, grow up. Grow up, grow up, grow up. Grow up. And so when people say, hey, Tyler Perry, we can have a different story than the black struggle. When people start criticizing Tyler Perry and all the black people and black artists and black celebrities and creatives who want to keep dumping trauma point, this is what we talk about. This is what we mean. The story doesn't always have to be come from the struggle and that's all you know. No, sometimes I can live a soft girl life. Sometimes my story can be different, right? And K. Michelle, you I can't applaud you like everybody else on the Shade Room because I'm seeing somebody that's playing directly into the stereotypes, but yet at the same time, you asking them for a favor. Hot 97 and Power 105.1 and the Breakfast Club and Big Tigger Show in the morning is not playing your music, K. Michelle. It's these white people that are. And you could go around pissing everybody off and pissing in everybody cornflakes and see where that gets you. Y'all can scream all day from the top of your lungs to the bottom of your soles, of your feet, about how it's unfair. And it's called politics. You have to play the game long enough to be able to change the game. And we can have a whole deeper conversation about why black culture will never move forward because too many black people don't understand that.
Oh, period right now.
That's
okay.
right.
And you really don't hear a black one.
But you're
you will.
about to, right?
You're about to. Yes, you will.
So tell us about the music that you're working on.
The music is absolutely amazing. I was told by my label head that I have the most country album in Nashville, period, right?
That's defensive, 10. Okay, you doing the most. You're doing the most. You're doing the most. You're doing the most. You're doing the most. Well, I really didn't expect to break that down like that, but K. Michelle, you're doing the most. Let's go through some of the comments. It was a done deal at scholarship for yodeling. Right. Right. Like, you didn't have to keep going. I don't know country music musicians, but I know who Naomi Judd is. And if she performed for an honor of them, obviously she's a country musician. And that passive aggressive journalist knew good and damn well who the woman is. No, she didn't. No, y'all. Okay, we're not going to sit and act like K. Michelle. K. Michelle is from Love and Hip Hop. K. Michelle is barely known outside of country music and R&B music. Like, can we not? Because is that the game we're going to play today? Can we not sit and act like K. Michelle is some A-list star? K. Michelle is literally one of the lucky few who made it out of Love and Hip Hop, but she's still very much mixtape down to the $50 weave shop type of famous. K. Michelle is like Queen Naja. Who else? The girl who used to say bitch what? Like, it's a very niche sound. Faith Evans. Because you have mainstream and then you have black famous, right? You have like, okay, you might be known on BET, but you don't really cross over to the CBS. You don't really cross over to the ABC. You don't really cross over to the Disney, to the, like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, so what we're not going to do is act like K. Michelle is bigger outside. Like, come on now. Come on. There's black people who are black famous and white famous that are still unknown. So we're not going to sit and act like somebody who has prided themselves off of being hood famous is supposed to be like this big deal in that. Okay. We need to start treating white musicians this way when they create black music and watch the hypocrisy. Like, K. Michelle let her get all her insults and digs in, and then K. Michelle said she didn't have... Imagine telling a black woman she cannot sing country music because she's black when country music was started by black people. None of y'all are actually going to buy her album when it drops. And just for clarity, let me start it over.
You didn't grow up here. So talk to us for a second about your relationship with country music, because I feel like we just kind of got you. You haven't, you didn't grow up here in country music.
Tell us about your relationship with country music, because I feel like we kind of just got you. Bitch, this is Nashville. This is land of country music. I feel like you are a face that has not been here and you're a new face that's been bubbling. Please tell us about how you just got here, because it seems to us if you're a new face, obviously you have not been growing up here. Meaning Not you weren't born here, not you weren't located and your birth certificate says Nashville. That's not what she's saying. What she's saying is, in this land of country music, you are a new face that has just arrived. You're not one that's been around for a long time. Tell us about that. That's all she said. That's all she said. These comments, y'all would think that she would have called the girl a jigaboo, a monkey, a hard ER. She didn't say none of that. And again, all of these comments that's sitting here, tell her off. These white people, that not near one of y'all are going to go and actually go and support this black woman's album. You want to yell out what's anti-black and what's racist and what's this, that, and the third. But then when you have the opportunity to protect black women, you're not going to go protect this black woman or her black woman sales. You're not. You're not going to go protect this black woman or her black country album sales. You're not. That's all I got to say, because I feel like we're going to be here for an hour. K. Michelle, get with a decent publicist. Get with a decent PR person that can help you put together a script that you say every single time. If Lady Gaga could go around talking about how there's 99 people in the room, but only one, if she can go around saying that, then you can go around regurgitating the same goddamn story. Okay? Hey, y'all. My name is Kimberly, formerly known as K. Michelle of R&B music. A lot of you guys might know me from one of the 7 albums that I dropped in the R&B world. But as each album started coming to a close, I realized I was losing a piece of me. And it took me coming back to country, coming back to my home of Memphis, Tennessee, where I was born and raised, my roots of country music, to understand that that was the piece of me that I was missing all along. Boom. You knock out everything with one statement, and then at the same time, it's empowering. But all of this, oh, I'm black, blackity, black. That shit works on BET. That shit works on MT, and I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck how it sounds. I don't care. Get mad, get offended. But all of that illusion shit that we like to do, oh, I'm black and I'm proud. It has its place, and it ain't over there in Nashville. Them people don't give a goddamn about that. They can't relate to that. Half the time when they support that, it's only because they feel obligated to do so they don't get looked at as a racist. And I'm just telling y'all the God's honest truth. I'm telling you the God's honest truth. So you're gonna have to switch up your approach, K. Michelle. That defensive shit may work when you're speaking to certain demographics that are used to being triggered and traumatized. But all of that is not gonna work over there in that world. Because at the end of the day, these people that are sitting here triggered and traumatized with you in the comments are not the people that's actually supporting your album. And they're not the people that's helping you advance further into doors over there. So you can piss all of them people off all you want to. But you're going to find your black ass right back over here selling mixtapes, singing about Justin Bieber and asking what Sierra's prayer is. Take it how y'all want. Take it how y'all want. Let me know what you thought about all of this down in the comment box below. Definitely make sure you check out the patreon.com/Santana. And listen, go and book you a quickie reading, okay? Book you a quickie reading. I know my shit. And I'm not here to help drag the people up out of the dark, baby. Listen, I have my light. I found my light. So if you're ready to get up out of the dark, just follow that light over on thealignmentsouls.com and book you a quickie reading. And if you want to dive a little deeper and shift your timeline, then baby, book a full alignment reading so we can figure out who the hell you are. And it ain't taking you about 10, 15, 20 years to go ahead and rechange your goddamn career. Because now all of a sudden you realize you want to do country when you should have started out doing country. Let's talk about it. Okay, let's talk about it. I can help whip you and your career into shape so you don't end up like K. Michelle 20 years later. I'm just saying. Go ahead. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye now.
Keep watching my social media, changing my Wikipedia. This trending to the top and tedious.